Good morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, wherever and whenever you may be watching. Thanks for clicking and joining me today to talk about the latest offering from one of my favourite perfume houses, Zoologist, and that fragrance is Cow. Just to say in advance, I don't own a full bottle of Cow by Zoologist. I bought a sample from Bloom Perfume in London. Bloom is one of the only places, if not the only place in the UK, where you can get samples from Zoologist. You can also order them directly from their website, but shipping costs and things like that. But then talking about costs, this is a 1ml sample, and I do really like Bloom Perfume. They stock indie and hard to find fragrances, and you can order a sample of, I think, anything they stock. But this 1ml sample costs just upwards of £10 for 1ml. It's not an official sample, it's just from Bloom. The one good thing about it as well is it does include a full note breakdown. So let's talk about the fragrance, let's talk about the house a little bit before we spray it. So to talk about Zoologist just a little bit, because I do really like the house. There's only a few houses that I feel like I follow quite a lot. Imaginary Authors is one, and Zoologist is another one that comes to mind. But yeah, they as a house, they've just always intrigued me from the early days when I discovered their fragrances like Rhino and Panda and things like that, and Bat. And the thing with the company is they go for animal habitats. And especially the first few fragrances that I smelled by them, they always sort of pushed the boundaries on perfume and fragrance. And, you know, they never sort of played a happy medium. They sort of went for it. They do continue to do that in some of their most recent releases, like T-Rex is quite recent and things like that, where that is quite a strong, bold fragrance. But this fragrance, Cow, I've sprayed it once or twice already, and it is more in that safe territory. So we'll talk a bit about that as I spray it and as I smell it and let you know my thoughts. Okay, straight on the back of the hand. As I said, I have worn this once or twice before. Really, really nice, sort of fresh, very appley opening. Let's read through the notes. We've got amber, apple, cedarwood, heliotrope, jasmine, lily of the valley, milk accord, which they could argue, and that's our connection to the cow, but milk accord, musk, sage, vetiver, and violet. Those are the full notes. Apple is definitely at the forefront of this, and there is a powderiness, not super powder, not like baby powder, but I would attribute it to the violet in there. I sprayed this as well. My girlfriend said she could pick up an amber and also a slight white floral thing going on, which I assume is coming from the jasmine, maybe the lily of the valley as well. But apple, just fresh, slight powderiness. That's what I get in the opening of this. I'll say right off the bat that, like most Zoologist fragrances I've tried, the performance on this isn't an issue. It's definitely not the strongest. It's not, you know, I wouldn't compare it to like Rhino or Bee or Bat by Zoologist. Those are monster performing fragrances. But this, there's no issues at all. I've had this on before throughout the whole working day, 7-8 hours. I can still smell it fairly good. Even the next day, don't get me wrong, you can't smell it, but there was definitely something on the back of my hand. But yeah, the performance isn't an issue. There's the thing where I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit like, I don't know if I like it or if I'm a bit frustrated by it, is, as I said earlier, they seem to be playing it a bit safe with some of their fragrances, and this falls too much in that category for me. The thing that this smells most like is shampoo. It just reminds me so much of women's shampoo specifically. I don't think I've ever bought a men's shampoo that smells quite like it, but women's shampoo, it's got that sort of like, again, that apple freshness, slightly floral touches. By no means a floral fragrance, but slight floral touches. I think they said on the website that they're going for sort of a spring fresh walk with cows in the distance or things like that. I live in West Wales. I live very close to cows. I don't know if I've ever gone for a walk near cows and it smelled quite this fresh and quite this pretty. You know what I mean? I don't want to say synthetic. It doesn't smell synthetic, but it just reminds me of a body wash slash shampoo sort of product. And it doesn't change a whole lot for me, if I'm being honest. I did read a few reviews where some people were saying that they got like a sour milk vibe going on. I don't get that at all. I do think the milk plays a small part right towards the end of the fragrance, like at that 8, 9, 10 hour mark. There was something going on that was slightly, I suppose the best word is like cereal-y, like more oat milk. It didn't give like a sour or a vibe like that. For me, it's just so hard to sort of get past that shampoo vibe. When it's in my mind, that's all I can smell. And here's where the problem lies, is Zoologist fragrances standard price is about £165 for 60 mils. And as I said, I do enjoy Zoologist fragrances when they push the boundaries and when it's a fragrance that I've never smelled before and it's challenging. This isn't challenging. This is very mass appealing. I will say it's fairly unique in the sense of I've never smelled a perfume quite like it, but it's not unique in that it smells kind of like shampoo. It's definitely a nice, fresh, uplifting scent, but I don't know how I feel about it in the context of a Zoologist fragrance, if that makes sense. Anyway, guys and gals, that's my quick take on Cow by Zoologist. Definitely worth a sample. As I said, if you like fresh, if you like apple, lasts a long time. But if you're expecting an avant-garde, out there, wacky sort of fragrance, you're not going to get that with this. And for £165 for 60 ml, there may be better options available. That's just my opinion. If you've tried it, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, see you on the next video. Peace.